Hi, it's Elise here. Now, I was blown away by all of the support that I got when I announced my news the other day that I'm launching a new podcast. So if you let your support, thank you so much for being my accountability partners. I literally wouldn't be doing this without you. So if you haven't heard the news, I am launching a new podcast. It's aimed at supporting professional women at particular flashpoints in their career. And I'm going to create a season around a particular topic. And my first season is designed to help professional women who are starting a big new job in a corporate environment, because that's an environment that I know extremely well. I've started 15 jobs myself. I've made loads of mistakes. I've hired hundreds of people. I've got some stories to tell and some lessons to share. So I thought I would just jump on and give you a preview of the 3 big lessons that I'm going to be covering in the first season of this podcast and see, do you agree? Have you seen these lessons? Have you even made some of the mistakes yourself maybe? Or do you see other ones? Because I would love to hear from you what your thoughts are. So the first mistake is all about hitting the ground running. Now, hitting the ground running sounds like a good thing, right? It sounds like a fast, positive start. You've got lots of momentum, but it can also mean that you fall flat on your face. Just like I did the time that I tried to jump off the treadmill in my local gym before it actually fully stopped. Trying to hit the ground running doesn't always work, and it can end up with you in a messy heap on the floor. And that can happen with your career too. And it's not so hilarious in those situations. It's a very high risk strategy. So I'll be talking to you about the mistakes that I've made hitting the ground running, others that I've seen make that mistake too, and what you can do instead to avoid that problem. Now, the second mistake is all about playing it small. It's almost the counter to hitting the ground running, because this is where you might want to kind of like not make too much of a splash, just kind of slide into that new corporate role in a way that you become absorbed into that new corporate family very quickly. You're not making a big splash about the whole fact that you've arrived, but you are in fact playing it small, and that is a mistake. And I'll cover in my podcast why that's a mistake and how to avoid it and what to do instead. And the third mistake is all about not building influence in a way that you need to before you actually need it. Now, influence is power. I think that we can all recognize that. In a corporate environment, it's particularly powerful. It's the way that things get done. It's the way that corporate organizations run. And one of the mistakes that I've certainly made, and I've seen others make, is this failure to build influence before we actually need it. I love the analogy of building the well before you're thirsty. And that's exactly the mistake that I'm talking about here. So those are my 3 big mistakes that I will cover in the first season of the podcast. Again, the podcast is called Her Career, Her Life. It's focused at helping professional women at flashpoints in their career. And the first season is all about what to do when you start a new job. Those are the 3 mistakes that I'll be covering. And in the podcast episodes, I'll be helping you through some of the antidotes to those mistakes and helping you avoid them and showing you what to do instead. I would love to know, what mistakes have you made, or have you seen other people make when they're new in a corporate, or they're new to a role in a corporate organization? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't signed up to get news on my podcast, in the comments below is the link. I would love to have you join me and be my accountability partner. So I'm excited. I hope you are. Love to hear from you. Until next time.